55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 Cokes, 100 tater tots.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Friday, June 7th, 2024. This is The Drop. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Finally, it's here. NBA Finals lovers. This one's for you.
Next to him, it's the bearded one, Matapsha Hot Boy, Trey Kirby.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. And last but not least, over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer, JD.
Hello.
There he is. And here we are. Shout out to everyone live right now on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe, podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews, because if you leave one, you might find yourself in 5-Star Friday Fun, which we caught later in today's show. TK, you got some good reviews.
We got some great ones. Taking shots at some of the biggest names in the game, Skeets.
Ooh, we might have starting a little beef, are we?
Stay tuned.
All right. We also have rapid fire because it's Friday's podcast, so we'll wrap up with that. But we got game one of the NBA Finals to talk about. Jaylen Brown scoring 22 points, bringing the defense. Kristaps Porzingis making an immediate impact off the bench. And the Celtics roll past the Mavericks, 107-89 in game one of the finals. Let's break it all down here. Tass, what was your biggest takeaway from game one and the Celtics victory?
Well, it was a fun start, I thought, with Jaylen Brown, Boston Celtics winning opening tip, but Kyrie Irving, he wanted that momentum, so he got up behind Jaylen Brown and almost stole it from him, and it took Boston so long to get into that first possession, so much so they didn't shoot it until 2 seconds left on the shot clock. But it was Al Horford, the guy getting the start, who had that opening dunk, and then he had a three a few minutes later. Then he blocked Kyrie Irving just a few minutes into this game. If you had asked me how many points Al Horford scored in the first 5 minutes, I probably would have said 20. I mean, he just looked like he had so much momentum going in this game. It was 5. It wasn't that much. And then Kristaps Porzingis, hey, Joe Mazzulla, that's a good switch up. Good switch up. I wonder if they do it in game two. It worked obviously in this one because Kristaps Porzingis comes off the bench. 3 blocks in that first quarter, one big one on Kyrie Irving to end that first quarter. So they score 37 points. But Kyrie is so confident. He does an interview after the first quarter. That's the biggest deficit after first quarter in NBA Finals history. And Kyrie Irving says, I don't care. I mean, he didn't say I don't care, but that's what he's saying. He's saying that
Trying
our
to keep
team,
the confidence up.
and he said we just got to play better defense, which is entirely true. But that guy just came off a shot where he's being guarded by Sam Hauser in the corner and hit the corner of the backboard, and he's still confident enough, and he's totally right. Even though second quarter we get Jaylen Brown with that monstrous dunk, it was so beautiful. Block shot after block shot for Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum having a bad game. Did it matter? No, his teammates came through. He was totally right because if you look at Dallas's defense, they allowed 26 points in the second quarter, 23 points in the third quarter. You do a little math there, that's 98 points. On average for a Boston Celtics team over a course of a game. That's not bad. They guarded the 3 very well to start the third quarter, and they got the energy back. It looked like they could come back. They're down 8 points after that beautiful Porzingis dropping a beautiful 3, and then it's 8 points. So Boston says, hold on a second. We have flashbacks here. Timeout. This could be our old Boston team, but then they came out, and they got kind of lucky, actually, with Derek Lively. After Jason Tatum, the first play that Joe Mazzulla calls, he says, let's drive to the hoop. So Jason Tatum drives to the hoop. He missed. Derek Lively got the rebound, and he shuffles those feet under his own backboard, his own basket, and he wasn't called for a travel at first. But then after he shuffled again, the referee said, all right, we got to call a travel here. So there's a couple plays there. And then another miss. I mean, they really got lucky. Kyrie Irving missed an open 3. That's where it comes down to. Right then and there, that could have been the sway of the game, but Kyrie Irving just wasn't himself. He missed an open 3 right there. He was 6 of 19 in this game. The Boston Celtics did a really good job of taking away the corner 3s in this game. Dallas only hit 1 corner 3 in this game, and it was in garbage time.
They only had 3 attempts.
Yeah.
One of them went off the side of the backboard.
Yeah. It didn't matter. Boston was doing a very, very, very good job of taking away those corner 3s. This team is just so top-heavy. They need their support players to hit 3s from the corners. They do. And Boston did a great job of taking those away from the get-go. So, all in all, I think this series ain't over. We're still going to game 2. They got to feel pretty good going.
We're still going to game 2. That's true.
Game 2, baby.
Nobody's taking the mic and screamed that after a game 1 loss, but technically you're right. KP, the big story here, obviously checking in 4:45 into the game.
Yep.
I was shocked though, Tass. You're right. We were debating. Okay, Porzingis is going to play game 1 of the finals. I'm like, he's got to start. How can you not start this guy? This guy was a really important player for them all year. You're right. Joe Mazzulla says, no, we're sticking with Horford. We've been good in the postseason. But KP comes in, TK, and then, what an impact. I mean, he drew a foul. Obviously, the defense at the rim. If he wasn't picking up blocks, he was deterring shots because of his size. And then he started just hitting jumpers over guys my height, it felt like.
Yes,
it's just
what
like,
happened.
exactly, what the personnel they were putting on him, be it Hardy, Green, he was just shooting over them because he's a 7'3" monster.
Porzingis looked like the best player on the court last night, and he was dominant in all the ways that you expect Porzingis to be dominant. When they had a switch on him, like you're saying, he would just elbow a guy in the chest and shoot over the top of him.
Mm-hmm.
Easy stuff in transition. He hit 2 30-foot three-pointers. Valid pop-up, I thought, from ESPN, ABC on that one. And you could see that, Gafford was a little confused, right? Gafford would just be hanging in the paint because that's what he's been doing the entire playoffs. You can't do that against Porzingis. There was so much space out there, which then opens up driving lanes for Jaylen Brown to take advantage of. Tatum got to a couple of layups. He's always likes to shoot a big swooper. I don't know why that guy doesn't like getting fouled. It's weird stuff, but nonetheless, when it was a big guy that would actually be near Porzingis, he would just go around him. Big time dunks as well. He was laughing at how well he was playing in the first quarter. After he hit the second 3, he's like, look at me. I'm awesome. So that was great stuff to see from him. He blocked a Kyrie Irving jumper. He blocked that dunk from Josh Green. Don't know what he was thinking.
Oh, wow.
Weird decision there, but at least he tried. And then on the perimeter, the Celtics were okay with switching him on to Luka Doncic or switching Al Horford on to Luka Doncic. So the Mavs then had to play one-on-one, which is why they had 9 assists in this entire game. 9 assists to 11 turnovers, 1 assist for Luka, 2 for Kyrie. They didn't get the open threes from the corner. They didn't get the lob dunks. The Celtics came in with a game plan to take away the 2 pet plays from the Mavericks, and they took it away completely. I thought it was a dominant performance really on both ends for the Celtics.
KP with 18 points in the first half through 11 minutes, and he had 11 points at the end of the first quarter. And you're right, Taz. I mean, it was 37-20 after 12 minutes. I mean, it was a dominant first quarter from the Celtics. They were getting up their 3-point attempts. I think I counted 7 or 8 3-point attempts in the first 3 minutes of the game. So that's their MO. They obviously hit 7, but then the rest of the game it was a little more even. It was a game of runs. You were waiting for the Mavs to make a run. They did, sort of early in that third quarter, but man, for then the Celtics to rip off a 14-0 run. And I thought in that particular run where they sort of took control back of the game, that was Jaylen Brown.
Big time.
That was putting the ball on the ground, attacking the rim. He got Lively's 4th foul, he got Lively's 5th foul, and then defensively that guy was everywhere as well. I mean, he had a really, really good game. Only 22 points, but everybody contributed for the Celtics. So, he was their leading scorer. Him, and then Porzingis, and a lot of other guys in double digits. Yeah,
they didn't need Jason Tatum to have a monstrous offensive game. He really struggled to really offensively to shoot the ball. He did a lot of great things to be double digits and rebounds, to have that many assists. He did a lot of other good things, but 5 turnovers. He's just sloppy with the ball. Joe Mazzulla kept him in late with his bench just to try and get him going, and it did. He hit a couple of garbage time shots to try and get him flowing for game number 2, but Jaylen Brown was awesome. This reminded me of the Eastern Conference Finals where he had the, air quotes, highlight plays with that monstrous dunk where he goes, by Luka. Derek Jones Jr. tries to poke it out. Then he dunks over Gafford and Kyrie. I mean, that was awesome. And the blocks in this game. So it looked like if you're going to give somebody the MVP, I'm already looking ahead, but it would be Jaylen Brown after one game because of all the highlights, even though it was just 22 points. He looked great, and you didn't need Jason Tatum to be great because Porzingis was great, and everybody else was friggin' great. Now, the Mavs kept on going after Derek White, which that seems to be what they're going to do, and that helps. But Luka was taking it to Porzingis, stepping back on him at times. I think they feel confident enough, but it would be nice to get a little bit more support from their dudes from somewhere.
The Celtics, we talked about it heading into the series, they're not going to really double. They're not going to double them. They don't double anyone. They're confident in their defenders.
They doubled them twice.
Yeah, and the one time
Steal.
It was the steal. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Going the other way. That was the one where like Luka just sort of dropped his head, hands on his knees. I mean, he looked exhausted. I was watching the hair, TK.
Soaking.
I thought the hair was very wet early in this game. They were making that guy work, and it wasn't just obviously what he had to do offensively, because not many other guys were helping him on that end, hitting shots. They were just putting Luka in all the actions you could think. That was the one thing we're like, why aren't the Wolves putting him in more just action to make him work? But that's because they have some guys that you just sort of don't want to have in action and can't shoot. That's not the Celtics, case. Everyone's a shooter. Everyone can score. There are so many clips where Luka gets, here comes, he's got to come into the play, and then it's guys blowing by him. He has to be so much better just at least stopping a guy ripping around him, because that happened 4 or 5 times. And then you're scrambling, and then it's kickouts, and then you're just move the ball, and you're going to get an open look from 3.
Yeah, this was a really bad defensive game, I thought, from Luka Doncic. Just not really bringing it energy-wise, and like you're saying, they were intentionally running pick and rolls to get him as the defender, and then it was just easy for Jaylen Brown to go around him and get to the rim. The defensive energy, though, that Jaylen Brown brought in this game was incredibly. Pickpockets, Luka, like at half court, goes in for the dunk, hits him with the seatbelt taunt, locking you up. Love to see that. Then there was that possession in the second half. After the Mavs had gone on their big run, they're getting it down to 8. He blocks a lob to Derrick Jones Jr. Somehow the Mavericks keep the ball. It gets back to Derrick Jones Jr. He goes up for a dunk. Not on me. And then, of course, he had the one on Kyrie a little bit later, which earned him the term defensive demon from Mike Breen. And I thought he completely earned that. He was so good. Luka's got to be better defensively. And I think in the game 2, he's going to have to do even more. I mean, 30 points is good. But 12 of 26 shooting, that's not going to cut it here. Kyrie, obviously, like Taz said, he was not himself at all. 3 turnovers. One of them was a pass to no one. One he just dribbled off his foot. He bricked one off the side of the glass. He had multiple wide open looks from 3. Could not knock him down. But I thought every 2-pointer he took was pretty well contested by the Celtics. They played a perfect defensive game. The Celtics really did. I mean, that third quarter run was nice from the Mavericks, but it was all one-on-one, and it was just great shot making, and that's what's going to have to be really for the Mavs, is that Kyrie and Luka are going to be seeing these one-on-one scenarios, and they're going to have to shoot like 60% from 2.
Yeah, they picked it up in the third quarter defensively too. The Mavs did, where they slowed everybody down, taking away those threes that were a little bit more open in the first half. They were 1 of 7 to start.
The Celtics were just missing. They got the same.
But
they were a little bit hurried up, but they were just missing.
But that'll happen with Boston as well.
Yeah, they'll miss.
Yeah, the variance of their 3-point shot. It'll come and go. They can't miss at times, and then they can't hit one. Yeah, because the Celtics only had 5 points in the first 5 minutes of the second half. That helped, obviously, the Mavericks cut into the lead. I even thought when they were making their run, they were still, like you said, Kyrie missed a couple wide open looks. Kyrie dribbled the ball off his foot. This was during the run, during the portion of the game where Dallas played well. Then Luka had those 2 threes that he banged over the span of 2 minutes. That was what cut it to 8. And then the travels happened. Lively, and then Kyrie had to travel right after that. And then that's when the Celtics, Jaylen Brown, like I said, really got them going right in the right direction.
Yeah, they just stunk in the last 4.5 minutes of that quarter. They only scored 2 points in there from the free throw line. It was Daniel Gafford, of all people. They just needed somebody else to score. Like Luka dropping 30, what more can you ask of the guy offensively?
Wow.
I mean, what more can you? I mean, yes,
40 assists. Like literally, he's got to be better. There's no way that the Mavericks can win this with him scoring 30 and their next leading scorer being at 14 points for PJ Washington.
Yeah, that's the question. They needed somebody else. They needed Kyrie Irving.
They needed Kyrie.
Yeah. They needed
Luka
Kyrie
can be better. This was not a great Luka game.
No,
not at all.
I'm with you on that. What's one thing that's like jumped out to me? I think I heard Brian Windhorst say this was like you go, obviously, to get an assist, somebody has to hit a bucket, right? So you could just be like, well, he's still setting up guys left and right, and they're just missing shots. But that wasn't really the case. I think he only had like 5 or 6 potential assists. That's an incredibly low number, and that is credit to the Celtics' defensive game plan and to their personnel that can like play Luka one-on-one for the most part and stay home on everybody else. Like that's potential assists, 5 or 6. That's an extremely low number. That's got to be, I would assume, the lowest number all season long for a Dallas Mavericks team with Luka playing. For him.
I guess so.
I would think so. That is an embarrassingly low number.
Yeah, the Celtics, obviously on defense, they said, we're playing one-on-one. And so they took away the supporting guys. That's what they did. The supporting guys just can't make their own shots. They can't. That's who they are. They need to hit shots that are made by everybody else, but are made by 2 guys, in Luka and Kyrie.
You're right, and that's what
team is.
basically I saw a clip of Kidd talking after the game in the locker room, and one of the points he was illustrating was, we got to shoot with more confidence. Like, when that ball comes to you, you got to let it fly. He was literally doing the, like, I don't care if you miss, but don't catch it and think about it, or then put the ball on the floor because you're not feeling good about your shot. Like, you gotta, the window's going to be so small with this team. When that ball comes to you, you've got to shoot it with some confidence. He said that. The other thing was, he was trying to talk up his team, like, hey, we won the third quarter. Hey, we won the fourth quarter. They just did. Obviously, down too much there at the end of the first to get back into it. But that's sort of what he was talking about.
That was his halftime speech.
He talked about that. He set that up at halftime, and then after the game, circled back and said, hey, we won the third quarter. We won the fourth quarter. Yeah,
this is their team. They got bombed in the first round by the Clippers. They got destroyed in game one. They got destroyed in game one of the Oklahoma City Thunder series. They somehow won both those series. Yeah, that's who they are, I guess. Luka has to slow things down a little bit.
Yes.
Because they are going to go at him defensively. You saw what Jaylen Brown was able to do. They just find him. They're trying to hide Luka on Sam Hauser or whoever. They bring him into the pick, and they go at him. So he's going to be used defensively. So the funny thing is, we all think about this Boston Celtics team as just to come up, shoot a three-pointer, and then just go back. Like, they play slow, but it's the opposite. Luka and Kyrie have to do so much. They want to play extremely slow, while the Celtics, they want to speed up. They did a great job, obviously, of speeding it up and moving it to 5 guys. Who do you leave on their offensive end?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
And that was something coming into the series you talked a lot about, TK. A lot of people did. That math problem just with the Celtics, how much more three-point attempts they get up, how many more they hit. I mean, in this game, they attempted 15 more threes than Dallas. They made 9 more. And again, a lot of that was a really hot first quarter. It started to slow down as the game went on, but that's just going to be a terrible formula for the Mavericks, especially when all the other categories were washes, right? Free throws, offensive rebounds, turnovers. These are both low turnover teams for the most part, so it's like it's got to be closer than that pretty glaring difference, which was a huge part of the game final score.
51% of Boston's shots were from 3. Wow. And when they shoot that many and they shoot a decent percentage, like, it's tough to keep up. How many? They hit 7 threes in the first quarter? Boston did 7 threes total for the Mavs. So it's just not gonna cut it. Dallas had 0 answers defensively. They got burned on switches. They got burned on doubles. They tried to go zone. It didn't work. Celtics just shot over the top of it. So they're going to have to figure out something. And it's going to be tough because I thought none of the Maverick centers were good. Gafford, 14 minutes. Lively, 18 minutes. Kleba, 18 minutes. Yeah. All these guys were negative. And they didn't bring anything offensively. This is probably the worst playoff game we've seen from Derek Lively. He was in his head. He was a little bit rattled, I did believe. And Gafford was just running around out there. Like, they didn't get any of the looks that they get offensively and defensively. They forgot about Porzingis. Like, they forgot how good this guy is. They forgot Al Horford can still pop out and hit threes, right? He put it on the floor, got a dunk right away. This was a perfect game 1 for the Celtics. So certainly the Mavericks can be better. And I'm with you. Luka needs to slow it down. I think he needs to go 2015 LeBron mode. Remember, Kyrie Irving was out. I think Kevin Love was out at this point. And it was like watching a football team run the ball all 4 downs. And it was just slow and steady, draw double teams, get people open. So I don't know if that's going to be the solution. But Mavericks got to try something different because playing a Celtics game, they're going to have a tough time.
Yeah, Reddick on his podcast this morning, I just jumped in for a second while he was on YouTube.
Oh, he hit the pod after the game.
Well, no, he got up super early this morning. This guy rolled out of bed to talk to Richard Jefferson, and one thing he said...
Why didn't Richard just do it last night?
I don't know.
Come on, algorithm. Get it out after the game when people want to hear about it.
Well, they still were live before we were here this morning.
Yeah, I know. Well,
so credit to them.
We can do what we want.
He said, he threw out this idea to Richard Jefferson. I want to hear your take. This idea of slowing the game down, everything through Luka, of putting Luka in the post more and trying that. And I was like, yeah, on one hand, I could understand and see why that would work because obviously the defensive wings are just so good out on the perimeter with Luka. But then, RJ's pushback to that was, you saw how tired he did look already in game 1. That's exhausting, going down to the post, establishing, fighting these guys, and then, working out of there, which is fair. But maybe it's something we see more that, that's what Reddick was throwing out, that get Luka in the post and let him have guys cutting off him and that sort of switching up what you're doing to the Celtics defense.
I got to disagree with JJ Reddick on this one because we saw the plays where it was stolen from him. That was when his back was to the basket and Celtics were good enough at helping off and a steal came. Now, obviously, Luka can be smarter and know that he passes out. But they haven't gone to that post-up through the first 3 rounds. They did to start one game, and it got Luka going against Rudy Gobert at one point. But you can't do it every single possession, I think. I just think that would hurt him on both ends. He needs to face up and do his thing. Like, we just have to have a lot of faith in him to create every single play. Like Trey was saying, he can from the outside.
They got to mix it in, though. I think they absolutely should post him up, but I kind of agree it's going to be tough, especially if Gafford or Lively is out there, because they'll just be congested, and guess what? You're getting 2 pointers. The Celtics are shooting 3 on the other end, so I would almost go more empty pick and roll on the side so that the defense has a long way to come. Maybe you do get those corner threes for P.J. Washington. He started bringing the ball up in the second half because Luka and Kyrie were getting hounded by the perimeter defenders from Boston. I thought Drew Holiday was awesome in this one. The Mavericks finally start making some ground in the third quarter, so we'll put Drew Holiday on Luka and turn the water off. He was a game changer in this one for a guy who had kind of middling game offensively. I mean, a little bit. The Celtics had 7 guys make multiple threes. That's an NBA record.
Yeah.
And it's like they're going to get looks.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens in game 2.
I thought PJ, you're right. He did have a good game in terms of just being aggressive because he had Derek White on him, and he said, I'm taking you to the hoops. To go 5 of 11, he did have a good game supporting wise. Obviously, it would be nice to see him hit a 3, but there just weren't many guys besides Luka who were just comfortable. And that's what Kyrie was saying after quarter number 1. I mean, you just see there is some tension that is true of guys who haven't been there before.
100%. I thought
Luka the first couple quarters. He hasn't been in a finals game, or first couple minutes, I should say, where he's trying to get a rebound and he knocks it out of bounds. How the heck does that happen?
Oh, the one where he's like laughing with the Celtics crowd.
There was nerves. There was nerves. And Derek Lively had 5 fouls in the third quarter, and that obviously hurt. All 5 in the third quarter. And he traveled, and so there's the turnovers there. Yeah, I mean, but it's true that they got better as the game went on.
Mm-hmm. I would add to that, too, because I wrote in my notes, Mavs role players, a lot of these guys are leaving things short. Josh Green, Hardy, they were T-Rexing their floaters, man. They were that it's like not even a chance. It was hitting the front of the rim, under the rim. And that was, I think, like some Game 1 NBA Finals nerves in Boston, for sure. So maybe they play a little bit better. If not, maybe at home, of course, are a little more comfortable. But it probably just comes down, honestly, like, I thought this heading into the series, like, if you can slow and shut off Kyrie Irving, you're probably going to win. And he was bad. He didn't hit a 3. He was 6 of 19. I brought up a couple of those turnovers where he's just bobbling. Like, when can you remember Kyrie? I think even Doris Burke said it. Like, you don't see that often. This guy's one of the greatest ball handlers ever. That's not hyperbole. And he just bounced it off his moccasin and out it went. So he just has to be, and he can be. Like, and it's crazy. You probably go look at the 6 shots he did hit. 2 of them were like insanity. The one he got blocked and then still caught it. And still somehow hit the jumper when he fell to the floor. So it wasn't easy.
He did cook Al Horford at one point.
Yeah, he did.
It was so bad that Al Horford pointed to the bench. He's like, he got me. He got me on the pump fake.
Yeah, that
was nice.
That was early in the third quarter. Yeah, and he hit one early in the third. Maybe it's Kyrie time. He hit one to start the quarter. And then he missed his next 2. He just couldn't get it going. And maybe it was the Celtics playing incredible defense on him, blocking him twice in the first quarter. One from Horford, one from Kristaps. Yeah, maybe it just threw him off a little bit where he wasn't himself, but he wasn't. Then he got blocked again in the third quarter. They did play great defense on him.
So Kidd waved the white flag in this one with about 5 minutes to go is when I guess they were down 25 at that point, pulled Luka, pulled Kyrie, and we'll see what they do here in game 2. Any other subplots before we get to our weird and random notes?
Well, I wonder if they start Kristaps in the next game. I'm very curious because he played way less than Al Horford, and you'd think, okay, Kristaps looks good. He can play. To block 3 shots in the first quarter. Then there was that one block where early in the fourth quarter, his hand hit the rim. It looked like his fingers were bending backwards. Are his fingers going to be able to come back for game 2? He looks like he's obviously ready to go. Obviously, the shot wasn't the question, but he was taking away alley-oops.
Oh, yeah.
He was helping. He was doing everything on defense. I wonder, you think they're starting him in game 2?
I don't think you mess with what's working right now. I mean, they have won how many games in a row here with Al Horford as your starting center? What are we at? They haven't lost since game 2 of the second round.
Yeah, so
that's a lot.
3,
7 now.
8.
Yeah, 8 straight.
Oh yeah. Well, Yeah,
So
8. That's true.
I don't know. I don't think so. I was shocked. I'm with you. Like, I did think KP would start if he was good to go, but
You were shocked then. Now he'll shock you again.
I think he should continue with this.
I think it changes it up, but who knows?
Oh, wow. What do you think he'll do, or should he do?
I think that they'll probably keep the starting lineup the same. They said no minute restriction for Porzingis, but they did bring him in off the bench. Only had to play 20 minutes, so I don't know. Start him for the first half, and if it's close in the second half, you can start him. Mm-hmm. Eat your heart out, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Al Horford blocked Luka's step back to the right.
Oh, I know.
That
was sick. Oh, my God.
Who could do it? A 38-year-old man?
Jesus, that was nice. I also had here in my notes, just in terms of basketball, that Sam Hauser corner 3. That's incredible.
That was ridiculous.
And I'm glad they brought it up. JJ Redick, obviously a great shooter, one of the best three-point shooters of all time, pointing it out just how goddamn difficult that is, where he's catching it, at his face, basically, like right there by his head, zero dip. And just to fire that's just next level stuff. That is so difficult to do, yeah. And he was good. Looking like the steal of the draft right now. Sam Hauser going, 15th overall? He was the last pick in our ranking or drafting of the finals players. It's either that or Porzingis falling to TK at, I think you got him like 8th.
Yeah.
I overlooked him there when I went back, on the snake part of the draft. Was worried about the calf, worried about the minutes, but so far so good. Those are the 2 steals right now. You guys are
man, Jaden Hardy had 13 points.
Oh, that's good. Hey, garbage time.
Garbage time counts.
We said garbage time would matter.
That's right, yeah.
11 in the fourth quarter for him, yeah.
Yeah, that's big. That's very, very big.
Yeah, Sam Hauser, that shot. Mike Breen spotted it first. Mike Breen. That guy's been doing it for so long, but he spotted that. It was like a Klay Thompson can pull it off. Not too many guys can pull that off, but Sam poked it away from Luka Doncic.
Yeah, he played really good D on him. Yeah. Anytime he was on him.
Yeah, so they obviously went to Luka and they said, oh, that guy, go to that guy. And he did go to that guy, and Sam took it from 2 straight possessions to start. And he forced Kyrie Irving. He didn't really force, but Kyrie Irving hit the corner of the backboard on a three-pointer. He's playing obviously hard in his limited minutes, so good for him.
Yeah, they were able to get away with having Hauser play. And, the Mavs weren't able to play him off the court. He was doing well enough defensively, and, Kyrie was getting stopped by Peyton Pritchard as well. That's probably not going to happen in Game 2, but I tip my very tall green cap to the Celtics for this one, because when the lead got down to 8, and you're like, uh-oh, not these same old Celtics again. But it ain't the same old Celtics, because Drew Holiday's like, no. Let's go play.
Yeah.
And they went out and played. And Jaylen Brown started making plays on both ends of the court, and they actually slammed the door on a comeback. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and then once they started going on that run, then the wheels really did fall off for the Mavs, because that's when Luka got his pocket picked. That's when Maxi Kleber picked up a dumb offensive foul where he was trying to do like a sort of a dribble handoff, but didn't. I forget who that was. Probably Drew Holiday trying to fight through that. And then Kyrie threw it away, and it was like, ugh, that was sort of the game right there, even though there was a whole quarter to go, but they got that lead back up to 20. All right, let's get into some random notes.
Random!
Yes, random! These are just extra notes, maybe not about the gameplay as much, but phenomenal Bill Walton tribute.
Very cool.
I thought from the Celtics organization, and those tie-dyed Walton shirts. Can we buy these? I know you would.
Everybody wants them.
I know.
Everybody wants them. Which one do you want? Do you want the ones that the teams were wearing, or do you want the ones that the Walton family was wearing? Because the Walton family didn't have the Nike swoosh on them.
Right.
Gotta be Nike approved if it's on the sideline.
That's a good point, yeah.
But if you're sitting in the luxury box, you can get away with just the tie-dye. I thought that was very cool. He got 2 video tributes, basically. And I was like, man, that's kind of weird. They're just running all of these UCLA and Portland Trailblazers highlights for Bill Walton. Then they cut after the moment of silence. They're like, oh, wait, here's all of his Celtics highlights, including a time when he showed up to a game with a tucked-in jersey over a polo shirt. That was a wild look for Billy Boy.
Number 86? Yeah. That was good. Great shirts, though. Did you catch the anthem, either of you guys? Did you see Michelle Brooks Thompson was her name? She killed it. But, man, I think she was a finalist on The Voice. She started, JD, did you see this? JD, jump in if you did. She started so high, the octave was so high that Nora's like, she can't start that high. Where's she going to go from there? She did.
She stayed there.
She stayed there, obviously went up as the anthem went on, to the point where my dog Luna was perking up. I think my dog was hearing notes. Ooh. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, she generally doesn't give a crap about the TV unless there's another dog in a commercial.
Right.
Which, by the way, you don't notice how many dogs are in commercials until you get a dog.
Right.
I never noticed my entire life.
Oh, my God. And horses.
Yeah, that's true. Horses and dogs. Anyway, she killed it. She slayed it. So go check that out. I thought the crowd was awesome. Was this crowd not 100 times louder than any Boston crowd we had seen during the postseason?
They figured out the mix.
Was it the mix or was it just the crowd?
It's just the finals.
Yeah.
I think they turned it on for the finals like their team. Really?
They were.
Fair enough.
I think you're right. Yep. They were loud, especially then when KP came in and then he started on fire. The play, they're all standing. They were so into it. There was one particular Celtics fan with a good point. JD, I think you have, where he was pointing, I think after Luka was at the free throw line, maybe struggling at the free throw line. This guy, who you've seen before probably on the broadcast.
Yeah, he coached the Bulls, right?
It's got some boiling in him for sure.
I joked that this was me last night after Trey Kirby threw me a great outlet pass for the easy layup. Yeah, you got to always point back to the big man.
You got to.
Who chucked it back.
Looks like my high school coach, McAllister, as well.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he got mad. He did a lot of pointing back in high school.
What are you doing, Mel? Let's get back on defense.
Oh, yeah. He ordered us to fight before the game just to get our blood boiling.
Fight each other?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it wasn't before a game, but he did order us to fight. Me and Alex took on each other. I think I lost. But anyways, McAllister was great. Boylan was great. That guy is okay. There's also the other... He's okay. There's also that other guy... He's got like just a bunch of stuff on. He's there all the time.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He's good.
Bill Simmons' dad was also there. Dr. Bill.
Wow, good for him.
Doris Burke making history.
Is he a doctor?
As the first woman to call any major U.S. men's championship on TV, which is really crazy and pretty amazing. It took till now, but sort of cool that it is her. I did laugh out loud when Doris, though, dropped a "Kiss Me, I Am So Pretty" JJ Redick when they were showing Jaylen Brown. I think he had hit a three, and he gave a little kiss sort of back to the bench to the crowd.
Yeah.
And then I think she even goes, "What did I just say?" Sort of like, like we talk for a living. Like you say a bunch of weird shit. Yeah. Sometimes like things just come out.
I thought what JJ said was way weirder than what she said. Well, Doris, she just was commenting on Jaylen Brown's "Kiss Me."
Yeah, because he did like a kiss, right?
Yeah, kiss.
So
I know, but it almost came off. Yeah, I know. You're right. That's why she's saying "Kiss Me, I Am So Pretty."
Yeah.
But then she says JJ Redick's name. That's the weird part. Because then she laughs and she goes, "Oh my goodness!" Like you could tell she was like, "Oh, that was sort of weird how that came out." And then JJ made the joke about his wife, Chelsea.
Chelsea wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Okay.
Now there we go. Those are some JVG Mark Jackson kind of moments.
Totally. Yeah. A little bit. Yeah. It was funny. It was like I said, I think she knew how weird it did maybe sound like coming out, but that was a funny little exchange. And then the only other thing I have for random notes, did you guys watch the ESPN halftime show?
No.
Well, it was a fire. They just fired off. They really didn't have much time. They went to commercial after like 30 seconds. They're like, "You talk for 5 seconds. You talk for 5 seconds. You talk for 5 seconds. You talk for go commercial." So quick.
He's not exaggerating. 4 segments. There were 4 segments. I throw that in air quotes. The studio crew got 80 total seconds, and we did have some of Breen and
80
Doris.
total seconds in halftime.
80 seconds for the studio crew with the 5 of them with Josh Hart. By the way, Josh Hart was there. He didn't talk until the 3rd time, like the 3rd segment for like 20 seconds.
Yeah, and it
was crazy.
Over highlights. We didn't even know it was Josh Hart talking, really.
It is honestly, why do they even have it? Somebody said, I think it was Roger Sherman, said, just show us Red Panda. We could hear her music in the background. Just show us her.
Red Panda?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's so insane, man. It literally is like, come on, 20 seconds, go to commercial, come back, maybe 50 seconds, go to commercial, come back, maybe 30 seconds. It's crazy, but funny as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Game one of the finals.
I guess they're selling YouTube TV.
They're definitely
There's a lot of YouTube TV
They're doing
signage on the courts, man. You're watching this, and it's like suddenly your TV, it looks like it's possessed by itself. You're like, what? I'm restarting the game, watching the key plays. No, that's just an ad for what you're watching.
Yeah, that does
so
feel weird,
man.
I mean, it is a cool feature of YouTube TV. I gotta admit.
Yeah.
Key plays are awesome. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you turn the game on at any point.
Yeah.
They'll just have key plays that have already happened.
Yeah.
And so you just see
Catch up.
Porzingis' 6 key plays. I've done that in baseball. It's a great feature in baseball.
Maybe
Baseball,
the
I
best
feel
way
like
to watch.
F1 would be really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. Any other random notes from game one?
You know what I hate? That it feels like it takes advantage or it takes over my TV. Ever watching Apple TV when it just throws up a little icon in the top corner?
Can't stand it.
Yeah,
Can we
it's
turn it off?
Great question. I would love to.
Because you know what I hate about it? Sometimes if we have, pick up hoops or you're doing something, you come to watch the games later and you're catching up. Like I'll be watching on DirecTV to catch up to the game. Fly through commercials, maybe fly through free throws. But then if I'm not all the way there, well, it'll pop up and tell me, hey, you better check out this game. It's a 5-point game. I'm like, yeah, I'm watching it.
Hey.
And now you're ruining it. I hate that.
Or anything else. Like, watch this thing. It's like you're watching YouTube and you get a stupid little pop-up. Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah,
weird.
Can we turn that off? Somebody
that'd be
let us
great.
know if we can turn that off. I'm sure there's a way.
Notifications
Gotta be a
Yeah, it's a
feature.
dumb notification.
Anything else?
Why don't Donnie and Mark Wahlberg sit together?
Ooh, interesting.
Ooh.
Mark's got better seats. He's courtside.
Yeah.
Donnie is maybe courtside, but Mark
They're
is on
close.
the sideline, and I think Donnie is on the baseline. So they cut to both of them,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
because these are two of the biggest celebrities they got there. I'm like, is there trouble in the Wahlberg family?
Oh, interesting. Maybe fighting over burgers.
Oh, yeah.
Burger supremacy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Donnie wanted to go with like an 80-20 blend, but Mark is all about fitness. He's like 93.7. Come on.
In the actual burgers. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they dropped Donnie because he was a sideline guy earlier in the postseason. But now it's Mark wants to come to the game. Sorry, bud.
Sorry, Donnie.
God, that would suck. Hey, my cooler, more popular brother wants to come. Damn it. I got to go sit in the other seats. Anything else? We got a lot in there.
Yeah, we got a lot
About the
in.
game, possible adjustments, and then random notes.
I will just say that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's good to have basketball back.
Yeah.
Remember basketball? Man, it was fun watching it.
I mean, thank God we got some WNBA action to watch, but NBA, yes, it had been a long time.
Been a long time.
Been a very long time, but we got there, and it was, it was a blowout, of course, in the end. But it's still entertaining, especially when they made the run and it was an 8-point game. And, the group chats are starting to like wake up a little bit. Like, whoa, here we go. I thought the Southern Lawyer might be making an appearance. But yeah, Celtics, led by Drew defensively, led by Jaylen offensively, just wrangled back control of that game. All right, well, let's move on. Game 2 is Sunday night. We'll be talking about Game 2 on Monday's podcast. But we did have Commissioner Silver doing his, finals pregame press conference. And the big takeaway was Adam Silver saying the next order of business will be exploring expansion beyond the 30 teams that we had. He said, that said, Silver cited a concern that adding 2 teams could lead to a talent dip league-wide, with approximately 35 individuals added to the player pool. But, the new collective bargaining agreement, that was done last summer. They're currently finishing up the new media rights deal, though he was very apologetic to TNT about that. We can get into that if you want. But anyway, the next order of business, though, expansion. TK, did you have any thoughts from what Silver was doing in his pregame press conference there?
League hasn't expanded since 2004. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It was when the Hornets moved to New Orleans, became the Pelicans eventually, and then the Hornets came back. That was the last time. Went from 29 to 30 teams. I agree with him a little bit that like adding 2 more teams, it's just going to dilute the talent pool a little bit. But guess what? There's a lot of really great players playing in the NBA right now. Like Shaedon Sharpe, you never see this guy. He's just hanging out over there in Portland. There's guys buried on benches. Jaden Hardy, he could average 20 a game, I bet, if he had his own terrible team. But I thought it was interesting that Silver mentioned they want to put teams in places that will help grow the game.
Yeah, that was his quote.
Everybody's assuming Las Vegas and Seattle will be the next 2 teams, but he mentioned wanting to grow the game, and he mentioned looking outside of the United States. Ergo, we're talking Mexico City.
This guy's got a Mexico City boner. He wants a franchise there, does he not? He has alluded to this a million times.
Yeah.
But whether or not they pivot away from Seattle feels like a given. to make up for that mistake of ever taking that team away. But yeah, the Vegas issue of it all, and they already have the in-season tournament. They have summer league. They have things sort of within the NBA calendar. But what'd you think?
Yeah, you're right about them going to Mexico City. That's why the Capitanes have been there playing for the G League for several years, just to feel out how it would work. Are players comfortable being there? They are. It sure feels like it's been a success. So, yeah, that's definitely where it seems like they're going. I do understand. Yeah, maybe those teams just won't have enough talent. I think it'll be totally fine. You're totally right. Like if Zach LaVine is leading an average Boston or a Chicago Bulls team, what if he's leading that team? Like, there's enough guys.
Yeah, ship them up.
Yeah, get them up.
Put them in the expansion draft.
I love it. Helps the salary cap.
Yeah, like all these guys, like LaMelo Ball's on a team. I know he's hurt, but there's like lots of bad teams already that have lead guys. Well, the thing he should do is put it in the Western Conference, because there's too many good teams in the Western Conference.
We got to move from some Western Conference teams, over to the East.
Something's got to happen.
A lot of people throw out
Minnesota and Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis, Minnesota, or maybe New Orleans, I think, are the three, I guess, that are sort of closest to the East Coast.
Yeah, Memphis is close for us. Yeah. They got to come east. We're in the East.
That's true. How far? What's the drive?
6.
What's the drive when we do it?
8.
It was 8, yeah. Well, listen, I was driving a rental. I allowed Trey to take over the GPS. Not the GPS. It's just I never operate that system. Yeah. So I figured, I know what I'm doing here. Yeah. I've never been to Memphis, but I know what I'm doing here.
Straight shot.
It was my mistake.
Which it is. We just took the wrong straight shot.
We didn't go straight.
We didn't go straight.
We went straight, just the wrong way. Yeah.
We did it old school. We didn't actually have the GPS going. Yeah. We looked at the map ahead of time, and the old map skills are a little rusty.
We should have printed the MapQuest directions, man.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We should have done. But anyway, you're right. It'll probably be one or two of those teams coming over. If it is Seattle, of course, and Vegas, which are West Coast teams, and even Mexico City, obviously being a West Coast or Western Conference franchise.
Should have had Elon in the car. The only thing, Elon was great at MapQuest. That's what he did first. That's what he did. He would have put it on his phone.
Really?
That's him. He was the MapQuest man.
I did not know that.
That's where he started his stuff. Okay. Anyways, who cares? That's not the point of this story. The point of this story is that we're expanding. 30 is a nice round number.
I agree.
You have to go 2 more.
You got to go 2 more. Yeah. Right? No one wants 31. I can't believe we even had 29. You said.
It was weird.
Strange.
How many teams are in MLB? 32 in the NFL, I know.
Yeah.
It's just, it's 30. It's 5 per division. It's got to be 30.
30?
30.
30. Like the perfect number.
It's a great number.
Yeah.
It's a really good number if you've got a franchise.
Yeah, 30 is nice. League. 30 is nice, unfortunately. But good time to be an owner. The new CBA that's coming in honestly encourages you to spend a little bit less because you don't want to be into the second apron. We got the gigantic TV deal coming, and we're getting 2 new franchises that have to pay massive expansion fees, and that gets split between all of the current owners.
Yeah. And what are we looking at for an expansion team? How many billions?
It's going to be crazy.
What do you think? 4 or 5 more? I
got no idea.
Yeah, but a lot of billions.
Many billions.
They all get to split. And if there's 2
divided by 30.
Yeah.
Oh, it can't be that high.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, Glenn Taylor just mistakenly sold his team for $1.5 billion.
Whoops, that's your bad.
Yeah, it's his mistake, but that would be it can't be.
What did Ballmer pay for the Clippers? And this
Ballmer
was
style.
Yeah.
All right,
$2 billion plus at least.
Gabe Plotkin and Rick Schnall just bought the Charlotte Hornets for $3 billion.
Come on, man.
And they're like franchise number 30.
We're talking $4 billion easy, I'm saying.
$4 billion.
Holy moly, man.
Gabe Plotkin.
Yeah, Cubes just sold it for 3.5, right? I think.
I'm just excited for rich guys to get richer.
It's awesome.
Big shout out to those guys.
All right, let's get into some 5-star Friday reviews.
5-star Friday. Often the first Friday of every month.
But not always.
This is the first Friday of the month, I think, right?
Yeah, math.
The 31st? It was the 31st last month?
Yeah, today's the 7th.
Cool. You leave us a review on Apple Podcast. 5 stars. We will read 5 of the best of them. We got some good ones here. The first one is from RBNK.
Ooh.
Hello, No Dunkers is the title. I remember coming home from school every day to watch my 20 minutes of the starters after it had been uploaded to YouTube. Oh, the battles to get that uploaded.
Oh, shout out to Matty-O. Matty-O fighting the good fight.
You can't find season 1.
No,
you can't.
Oh,
that's
lost.
a good thing.
That's good. Yeah.
That's okay.
Agreed.
Keep that one in the archives.
That season sucked.
A lot of TV shows have a bad first season.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Parks and Rec in particular. Nonetheless, it was part of my daily routine and my gateway to becoming an NBA sicko. Then one day, poof, gone from the feed. No more starters, and my freshman high school mind couldn't comprehend what had happened to my favorite NBA show. Then a few years ago in my 20s and now in college, I was reunited with my favorite NBA sickos on No Dunks and have been listening ever since. I find me listening for the objective and conversational basketball talk and staying for the rapid fire fun and occasional fruit drafts. Keep up the great work, and podcasters, this is for you. P.S. Had to share my favorite show moment, which is when Lee had to eat all his bananas.
Oh, yeah.
This guy loves fruit.
It's
Big fruit face.
One of my favorite photos of all time. Lee with all the Lee in a banana costume, looking extremely exhausted after having gone through all those bananas. But it looks like he just had sex with all those bananas for some weird reason.
All those bananas look like
I don't
condoms.
know why. Exactly.
Used condoms.
But man, that photo makes me laugh.
Too good.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was a 5-star. No surprise.
Thank you.
Next one comes from Bat Noah. Absolute best. This podcast is more of a comfort than basketball information. At this point, I've listened to it almost every day for like 5 years. I'm starting to wonder who I am if I don't listen, and not gonna lie, I've decided in the last 6 months or so to skip some here or there, and sometimes I feel pretty good mentally when I take a break for an episode or two. What's that say about the show? Anything? Or does it say more about me? Am I fatigued? Am I sick? Or do I just need to hit my pen hard away and mellow out?
Hey,
5 stars.
we produce a lot of content, man. There's a lot of shows in the feed. The sickos, I mean, I'm always amazed. People don't miss an episode.
It's impressive.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hours of us talking about basketball and nonsense, but shout out to you guys.
It's impressive you missed a couple episodes. Smart. Miss a couple. You'll feel better.
Yeah, says something about you. You're a slacker. Regedy7 writes in, the title is Survivor Dunks. I first started listening to No Buffs and thought, wow, these guys are hilarious. There's no way they could be any better. But I listened to an episode of No Dunks and heard all of you with Tass Mellis and said, I was wrong, because now you're my #1 place for basketball content. Rare.
Yeah.
Going from No Buffs to No Dunks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. They're becoming more frequent, which is
I like
pretty
it.
cool, but very rare still. A lot of people going from No Dunks to No Buffs. Makes sense.
I'm glad to hear there's at least one person who has gone the other way.
Yeah. It's good.
Hopefully more.
It's good.
That's good. Make you guys feel good.
It does.
Well, I mean, make you feel good. He thought we were
true.
great, but
He's
he's like,
like,
whoa,
yeah,
wait a second here. There's another
Well,
guy.
basically what we're getting at is you got to just join No Buffs now and make it even better. So start watching Survivor every Wednesday
He
night.
does watch it every
does.
week.
He does.
Well, because of you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's true. You got takes. You come in. Yeah, you're right. You come in some Thursday mornings with a wow. I can't believe that happened.
Wow.
I can't believe that show's 90 minutes now. But you know what? It's worth every minute.
Yeah, it is.
That's what people say about our podcast as well. I can't believe that show's 90 minutes now. It used to be 20.
What's funny is maybe last night, because they're filming Survivor 47, right?
Yeah.
It was Final Tribal Council.
Oh,
So in theory, they just wrapped
how do you know that?
on season 47 because people know the calendar
Oh, yeah.
of filming calendar, and you can count out the days. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
Congrats to Favreau.
Love
Calling it now.
it. Love it. No, not Favreau. Love it. Love it.
I love it. Oh, one of those guys.
Right.
One of the Johns.
One of those Johns.
It's love it. He's going to be
Podcast John.
hilarious.
Yeah, be good.
All right, our next review comes from JDEZ4. Nickname is the title. Since there's been a lot of talk about nicknames recently, I stumbled across Bill Cartwright on Basketball Reference, and he's got a pretty cool collection.
Okay.
Mr. Bill, Teach, Dollar Bill, Medical Bill, Bill Idol, and Invisibill. Wow. They don't make them like they used to. Yeah, you see definitely a lot fewer straight up insult nicknames.
Yeah.
Invisibill. Bill Idol, but that's a good one. Really love the pod. I'm glad I rediscovered you guys. I used to watch the starters every weekday afternoon after high school. Nowadays, I'm glad I can sneak an AirPod in at work to listen to you guys live every morning during the weekday. That's from Jean D.
Nice. Thank you, Jean.
Thank you, Sean.
I did. I mean, I went and confirmed. Not that I didn't
Merci.
trust him, but yeah, it's all there on Basketball Reference. Mr. Bill, Teach, Dollar Bill,
Teach
Medical
is cool.
Bill. Yeah, Billy Idol, and Busy Bill. That's invisible.
Billy Idol.
That's funny.
I saw Billy Idol in concert once, and as he came to the stage, he was saying, "Billy Idol is coming. Billy Idol is coming." Put on a great show, though.
Oh, cool.
All right, you guys ready to get in trouble?
Okay.
This one's from Brian Scalise, and the title is "Bill Simmons is now dead to me."
Oh, Invisible.
Okay, this one is from Brian Scalise. This is not us saying it, though it's in my voice. I'm pretty sure I had not missed one Bill Simmons podcast in the past 10 years. I recently stumbled upon No Dunks. It's 100 times better than Bill, what's his name? Thank you, No Dunks dudes. I need my NBA update drug every day with a comedy chaser. I loathe NBA podcasts that have no comedy in them. JJ Redick is a snorefest. You gentlemen have a perfect combination. I will never miss a show. Brian, the carpet mogul Scalise.
Damn.
The carpet mogul.
Hey, that's just the carpet mogul's thoughts.
Yeah,
Okay.
not ours.
I listened to Bill talk to his dad today.
I did too.
I did.
Okay.
And a sentence, I listened to it.
Yeah.
No further thoughts.
His dad's not convinced Joe Mazzulla is a good coach yet.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was a good bit that he dug his heels in. And then I said already, I listened to JJ this morning live on YouTube talking with Richard Jefferson. There were some jokes.
Yeah.
Good banter between
Yeah.
those two. Some good good just ribbing on each other.
They
So-
were never teammates. They've been broadcast
think
teammates,
so.
but I don't think they were ever
so.
teammates.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Listen,
But,
I listen to Bill and JJ.
Yeah, man.
I listen to multiple JJ podcasts. Sometimes he's talking to LeBron. Sometimes he's talking to Steve. Sometimes he's talking to Tommy.
yeah.
I'll talk to anybody.
Hey, like, what do you want from a podcast or an NBA podcast at that? You want X's and O's. You want some laughs. You want some farts. I don't know. What do you want?
Somebody wants a comedy chaser.
The carpet mogul wants some jokes.
Yeah,
Carpet
man.
mogul.
Because he said Bill Simmons is now dead to me, but he's alive. Obviously, Dr. Bill brought him back. Dr. Dad, you called his dad a doctor.
He's a doctor, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I've listened to him before. I didn't know that.
How else do you think he forwards Celtics season tickets, man?
You think
Can't be
everybody
cheap.
who has season seats is a doctor?
Oh man, you gotta make some money to have those seats.
Dr. Donnie
He's
Wahlberg.
had tickets for like is it 40, 50 years?
I mean, a
Pretty
long time.
Incredible,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And like always, these kind of seats.
Yeah, down there, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said on the show, on the pod, his dad has been to 10 finals now. Like the Celtics finals, obviously.
Wow.
Which is amazing.
Spoiled.
Yeah. Works hard for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to get to go to see your team play in 10 finals in your
I know.
lifetime?
I
Come
think
on,
you picked
man.
the right
That's
franchise.
unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's fans that have been there for 50 years. Like I was at the Nuggets games last year to start the NBA Finals, who had been there for 47 years, and she was friends with what's his name, the horse, the guy who's been there forever, who's the Hall of Famer. He's nicknamed the Horse. The Nuggets. He was a coach for a bit.
Dan Issel? Dan Issel. The horse.
Yeah, the horse. I don't remember his name. I remember that he's nicknamed the Horse.
Yeah.
A lot of horse commercials out there. Anyways, she was able to just say, "Hey, Dan Issel, he loved her." That's pretty cool. They've been there forever. That's all I gotta say.
But she's not a doctor.
I'm pretty sure she's not.
Okay.
Her mom was there actually. Maybe she's the doctor.
Some of us should get a PhD.
Hey,
Yeah, good call.
All right, Dr. Skeets, take us away.
Thank you for the reviews. Keep them coming. A lot of podcast listeners on Spotify, you can't actually leave a review, but I believe you can still hit us with the 5-star rating. So appreciate that. Helps us out in the rankings. We're trying to catch Bill. We're trying to catch JJ.
That's right.
Right? So you got to play your part. That's what I'm getting at here. You got to download, share the show, and leave the reviews. Okay, before we go, this is the Drop Podcast, so we got some rapid fire questions. They're never all that rapid, but they're always fire. So the first one is this. This week, Kyrie Irving signed his dad, Dredrick, as the first signature athlete for his Anta shoe line. We talked about it on yesterday's YouTube stream. It's the first time in pro sports a player has signed their dad to a sneaker deal. Wild stuff. My question, though, is sort of two questions. Which fictional dad would you enlist as your brand ambassador, and what would the shoe be called or look like or whatever you want to explain to me?
Okay, well, the fictional dad for me, it's Al Bundy from Married with Children. I know it's an old show. You might say, you old head. start liking another show. Well, Al Bundy's awesome. He was in Modern Family for a long time. He's new. He's making things happen, and now he's new. He's new. Yeah. He's got an advanced degree in shoes. No, he was really good at selling shoes in that show. He was awesome. I would call it minimum wage because that's what he made. He made minimum wage while selling shoes. And I'm pulling the Stephon Marbury. Remember when Marbury had shoes and he sold them for super cheap?
Oh yeah,
like $40 a shoe. Maybe it's cheaper. It was $10.
Dave & Barry's, is that where they were sold?
Yeah,
at?
I went to one in New York City and like most of them were gone.
Yeah,
it's like only a couple handful left over. Our friend Steve
cheap.
bought some. Yeah, they were like $29.99 or something. Yeah,
that's what mine are gonna be.
Okay.
Maybe.
So Al Bundy's the dad you're signing as your brand ambassador, and the shoe is called minimum wage.
Yeah, Al Bundy's doing it, and he's doing it in Clipped. He's starring in Clipped as Donald Sterling.
Yep.
He can still act. He can still be a sponsor.
His real name's Ed O'Neill.
Yeah.
But I do like
Al Bundy. Yeah, I agree. Like his name,
I just like
his
that he was
name is
referring
Ed
to him
O'Neill.
as Al Bundy.
More people know him as Al Bundy, I just think. But Ed O'Neill was great in Modern Family.
Way more people know him, I would think, as the guy in Modern Family. That was a huge show.
It was a huge show. It was gigantic.
That also.
Yeah, but Al Bundy is he's an iconic television.
Yeah, because I couldn't even tell you the name of the guy.
No idea
in
what his
Modern
name is.
Family. I don't even know what his name is.
He's married to
didn't really watch
Sofia Vergara, and I don't know her name in the show. I mean,
Is there a guy named Phil on that show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't know which character.
redheaded guy.
No, or he's the dad. I think he's the main dad.
Okay.
I think that's Phil.
The middle generation dad.
Yeah.
Phil Dunphy? Is that a name?
Okay.
I think you're right.
I don't know.
Let's just call everybody Al Bundy.
Yeah, I think that's a real Al Bundy.
Okay.
Sofia Vergara can help sell some stuff.
With Al Bundy.
Yeah, because I just want to say baby cheeses because she used to say baby cheeses, baby Jesus. Why was a great line. It has nothing to do with shoes, but maybe those baby cheeses could be what for the
Call the
shoes?
shoes baby cheeses.
baby
That's a great
cheeses.
name for a shoe.
For the baby's shoes, not for all shoes.
Why not?
Why not?
Would you want to wear
What are you
baby
rocking?
Jesus?
Yeah,
Sure,
I'm
okay,
rocking the baby cheeses one.
Yeah.
Did you say Jesus? No, I said cheeses.
Yeah, who knows?
Wait, what? All right, TK. Which fictional dad would you enlist as a brand ambassador? What are the shoes called?
I want Kevin Nash, a.k.a. Diesel, a.k.a. Big Daddy Cool.
Way to get there.
They
Nice.
look like motorcycle boots, but they're for basketball, and you have to wear them with jeans and a wife respecter.
Oh wow! You got the whole look.
Yeah.
Okay, Big Daddy Cool.
He was a basketball player, I think, as well. I think way back when Kevin Nash, it was like #1 recruit in high school, Magic Johnson, #2 Kevin Nash.
Are you serious?
Swear to you. I mean, he's huge, right?
Yeah, he's big, but
Great
wow.
athlete.
Didn't know that.
Looks
Great
like
dancer. I mean, you see Magic Mike, right?
Oh yeah, he's a bodyguard or something. Oh, he's. Or wait, no, that's another movie. He's in something I saw recently. He was just a big old bodyguard.
Big old man.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Kevin Nash? Big Daddy Cool?
No
Diesel?
idea.
Too sweet.
No.
Started Shawn Michaels bodyguard. Is that what you're thinking about?
No.
Is that why you're wearing the wife respecter today?
Well, I had on the wife respecter to begin with, and I was like, I ain't buttoning it up if I'm talking about Kevin Nash. You know?
Sweet.
Yeah. What was he? I mean, he was an NWO or whatever. It's called.
Yeah.
He was that.
Part of the Wolfpack.
He was part of it. He was good at that.
He was with Hollywood Hulk Hogan and Razor Ramon.
He loved Razor Ramon.
Oh yeah.
Right.
They were buds.
Okay. These are great answers, JD. Make it 3 for 3 here.
Yeah, well, I actually have 3 answers. One is for Ash, Darth Vader, is my fictional dad, and the shoe is called The Force Ones.
Oh, that's
okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, the other one, next one is Randy Marsh from South Park, and he owns like a weed farm.
Okay.
It's called Tegrity. Tegrity Blazers, name of it.
Oh,
name
nice,
of
nice.
Sounds good.
But I think my favorite is since we're on the pun game here, Bob Belcher from Bob's Burgers. Every day, every episode, there's a new punny burger as a special.
Okay.
Like it would be like poutine on the Ritz, as an example,
Okay.
right? So then, his shoe would be very, very punny, like Elizabeth's shoe would be called Elizabeth's shoe, or Shoe Fly One, the Shoe Fly Ones, Soulmates, Shoe La La, something like that.
Okay,
something cheesy,
pun, yeah.
something punny. That's all I got.
I've never watched that show.
Great.
It's
People
very
love
good.
it.
It's
Yeah.
very, very good. You'd love it.
Yeah.
Eugene Merman is a
Yep.
Bob voice.
No, it's John Benjamin. John Benjamin
yeah.
is the
Nice.
voice
How
of
many
Bob.
seasons am I going to have to take down here?
Yeah, 8, 9. I don't know,
wow,
but
it's
you
done
don't.
that.
Yeah, and it's still on the air. I think. But you can jump in wherever. It
doesn't matter.
Yeah. You love it.
I'll fire it up. All right, next one here. FX has clipped. The scandalous story of LA's other basketball team is here. 2 episodes are out. The limited series streaming on Hulu.
Is it?
We think it is. Follows the real-life scandal that erupted in 2014 after a voice recording of billionaire Donald Sterling and his mistress was released by TMZ. I have watched it. Did you fire it up?
I watched the first 2 episodes.
Can I get your quick breakdown, your quick take?
I'm watching it because it's about the NBA.
Okay, was it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I was like, this is a Hulu show.
Yes.
This ain't Showtime. The Lakers one, where you're like, wow, look at the beautiful basketball. The casting, the people actually look like the players they're supposed to.
The Blake Griffin is next level. Very, very funny. People are calling it, they're calling it the losing time instead of the winning time, this series clip. But anyway, it's bad. I'll admit I thought it was going to be even worse. I thought the first episode wasn't as bad. Second one, I was starting to zone out. I was like, oh boy, here we go. But anyway.
That's what happened on Winning Time, too, for me.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I didn't love Winning Time either. Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah.
Winning Time, awful.
Anyway, what's another NBA story you would like to see spun in to a TV drama? Tess.
Well, I like this question because it reminded me that I have to watch or listen to a podcast that's 10 episodes long about Lorenzen Wright's death. Actually, it came out a few months ago. I haven't listened to it yet. It's good.
Where's that
apparently.
on?
The old pods. Eddie Pod. It's a podcast. It's just a podcast.
Oh.
10 episodes long.
But who did it is what I mean, I guess. Do you know?
NBC.
I've never even heard of this.
CBS. It's a newsy.
Okay.
Newsy.
Network.
WREG.
Wow.
Yeah, but
They did a 10.
WREG TV. Maybe they're like a local Memphis station or
yes,
something.
they are. That's correct.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're saying maybe you're going to listen to it first, and then maybe it'll.
It's affiliated with CBS. No, but I just want to listen to that. Who I would make a TV program out of. I can't believe Kareem hasn't got one that's a little bit more detailed. The guy has done a lot. I know he's older, but he's got to be highlighted. I mean, grew up in NYC. Goes to UCLA. They changed the rules. Hey, no dunking. This guy's too good. He's too big. Stop dunking. Converts to Islam. He trains with Bruce Lee. I mean, he tells Milwaukee, I'm coming to your team, even though everybody in New York wanted him. He said, no, I'm coming to Milwaukee. He's there for the second year, and then the third year of their entire franchise. They win a championship. He writes books. He's MVP a billion times. His house burns down. It's very, very interesting. And there's so many people he supports. I just think there's enough.
Yeah.
There's enough there. He's in so many movies. He was in movies, but there just wasn't a movie about him, a production about him. There should be one.
Okay.
You're right.
TK, what do you got?
I would like to see a Hulu production of when LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh decided to join together on the Miami Heat, but it really started way back in the 2008 Olympics, so you get to get like a Jason Kidd character, a Kobe Bryant character, see what they're doing on that boat. Right, they were in a boat, like they were just hanging out on a boat because their team was too famous to be hanging out in the normal Olympic Village. I think that'd be really cool, and we got to figure out a way to like work in the banana boat. Photo shoot. I mean, that's much down the line. I don't think that was until 2015. Only LeBron and Wade are there, but I'd love to see it.
Probably going to call it the Heatles, or maybe not
Heatles
one, not
could
two,
be
not
good.
three. Call it that.
The big three. That's a league.
All right. JD, what do you have for another NBA story you want to see spun into a TV drama?
Yeah, I'd like to see just an office style shot like The Office.
Yep.
About Dwight Howard. One of the most interesting characters in the NBA, like every time we cross paths with him, he was great. Like he was just hilarious. One of the horniest basketball players I've ever met. Like every single time we asked him a question, he would steer it back to sex somehow, And
a little less shocking in hindsight.
Yeah, true.
Yes, in hindsight, yes. But just the whole the blow up between him and Stan Van Gundy, super awkward. Then he goes to the Lakers and Steve Nash hates us. Steve Nash hates him. Like then there was this whole thing about him farting on the bench. Just an interesting
character.
He's a character.
For sure.
And he would do one. He's local. We can make it happen.
Right?
Yeah.
Good one.
Okay, final one. It's mountain time For the Utah Jazz, guys, just 2 seasons after unveiling a new color scheme of bright yellow and black, the team is leaning back into the beloved purple, white, and sky blue mountain scheme that the Jazz did become known for over the years. They look great. Again, we talked about these on yesterday's stream, but it's going to take 2 years to completely convert to these new color schemes and the uniforms. It's going to be a slow rollout. So I want to know, what's something you probably won't get around to doing, Tass, until, late 2025 or 2026?
Well, I've got a boring answer here for you. To go see some of the national parks here in the United States of America. I just have not seen enough.
Oh.
I see Matty-O is in Yosemite now.
Looks beautiful.
It looks beautiful. America's a place to see. But I'm not going to do it. My kids are too little. I'm going to carry them up a mountain.
Yeah, wait.
God,
you
no.
got to wait. Yeah.
I'm not carrying anything.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, when your kids are in 4th grade, you get a pass to every national park.
Thank you for that.
One of the great
That's
programs
amazing.
out there.
That is
One of the great
really
programs,
cool.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, I went to recently, with the buddies, Bryce Canyon and Zion National Park.
Yeah, it's got to
You're
happen.
right. They're unbelievable. But, man, I saw people there with kids, young kids. They didn't look like they were having as good a time as I was.
No, they didn't. I don't know.
And when you're a kid, you don't appreciate it as much, man. I remember my mom all the time growing up. She's like, let's go to the Morton Arboretum. Literally like a tree museum.
Yeah.
But you would love it now.
And now when we go back to home, I'm like, girls, we got to go to the Morton Arboretum.
Right.
You should see these trees. They grow. They grow so tall.
These trees grow. Good answer. What do you got, TK, that you probably won't be doing until 25, 26, or at least, down the line?
I think it's beating Elden Ring.
Oh.
Yeah, I've made zero progress since my last update. People say, how far into the game are you? No clue. I said, what stage are you? Who have you beaten? I got no idea.
You're just walking around still?
No, literally, like I'm a dum-dum. So I play with my buddy John, and he has to tell me, all right, go here, go there. Here's how you're going to beat this person. Here's how you're going to beat this person. They just are now releasing new parts of the game, so it's even bigger. The map is gigantic. The game is impossible. I peaked at, the PlayStation 3 era. Once you started having to do things with both thumbs, I was like,
It was over. It was a wrap.
that's gonna be tough. But it's still fun. Like when you actually beat a guy with a gigantic pumpkin for a head, you feel so good about yourself.
Right. Yeah, I saw our good friend Jason Concepcion tweeting, I think last night or the day before, something about this update happened that maybe took away all his progress in this game.
I guess he had some problems with his saves.
He was freaking out on his save. I was like, whoa, that sounds serious.
Hope it doesn't happen to me because unlike Jason, I would not be back in. I'd be like, well, it's lost to history forever.
Oh, I thought you would just say, well, no big deal. I'm just where I was right at the start. Just starting the game. Here we go. Okay. Elden Ring. Is it spooky?
I'm personally not scared of cartoons, but
But is it dark and moody?
It's dark.
Okay,
it's dark. You're dying all the time. People are bleeding. People are getting poisoned.
all right.
Yeah, it's nasty stuff. I got my endgame shield though.
Oh, good. Congrats, I guess.
Yeah, thanks. It's big and shiny. You can't throw anything at me and hit me. That's ridiculous.
Once you beat Elden Ring, you then have to play Elder Ring and take my ring from me.
Gotta rip it off that finger. Man, imagine I finally get to the end and that's what it is.
Can't catch me, man.
I'm a mage. I'm a magician.
Wow. Oh, you get to pick what you want to be?
Yeah. A lot of dudes like to be a warrior or a knight, getting in close and battling.
Not you.
Me. No, I'm staying far
Potions,
away.
baby.
Casting spells. The glintstone pebble.
Listen to it.
What am I saying?
I don't know. I don't even need to play the
It's
game.
fun,
I can just
though,
hear
man.
you talk
It's
about
fun.
it. Now I get why people watch people play video games, on Twitch and stuff. I'm enjoying this. I have no idea what he's talking about, but I'm into it.
You play co-op with your friend?
No. Literally, it's only a one-player game. So
how do you?
He's just telling him what to do.
He will bring his PlayStation 4 over to my house. Well, no. Maybe, I don't know what he has. He brings his PlayStation to my house.
Okay.
Along with a note written out of the objectives we're trying to achieve.
You're basically explaining MapQuest in 1998.
Yeah. He's like, here's what we're going to do today.
Yeah.
We're going to go take down this castle. Then we're going to go meet Marika. I don't know if that's a character. Then we're gonna go fight a guy that has 1,000 arms on his back.
But he's saying we, but you're the one doing
like,
it.
You're gonna
he's
do
like
it.
He's literally the co-pilot.
He's like, go here. Wow. Go this way. Literally at the start of the game, he's like, if you walk forward, you're gonna die by a big bear. So we're gonna go to the left.
So he's played this already, and he's just walking. You got a personal walkthrough guy.
He's beaten it like New Game 4 or something like that.
Oh.
He's gone through it 1 billion times. So I need somebody to tell me
in
what to
200
do.
feet, take a left.
Pretty
50
much.
feet forward, take a right.
Oh
at
man,
the tree.
the grind spots though, huh?
Sure.
I didn't know what those were. Wow. That's how you get your levels up.
You have to grind against somebody?
You gotta grind.
Twerk on somebody?
I'm good at that. There are emotes you can equip.
Whoa. What a game.
But no, there's just parts where you go and you're like, okay, I literally just have to kill 1,000 zombies to get one level.
Oh, I see.
Right.
It's like little side quests, I guess, or like to power up or whatever. Yeah. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Elden Ring, I love it. JD, take us home here. What's something you probably won't get around to doing until 25 or 26?
Well, I become convinced that there's a mystery poo in this classic factory.
It doesn't smell as bad today.
It doesn't smell as bad today, but I thought I caught a whiff of it this morning. Anyways, dog had gas. He spent the night in here the other night, and then I was like, oh, this place reeks. So I was like looking around. I literally thought there was a shit on the floor. So then this morning, I don't know if it was my imagination. I was like, oh my God, I can't have these guys come in again with this shit smell. So I was like looking under the couch. How would a dog shit under a couch?
It would have to poop right in front of the couch and then like slide under, like slide it.
I mean, I could see Hazel doing that because she's smart. She's hidden things before that she chewed up a remote control and hid it under a blanket.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but I don't think I'm going to find this mystery poo till about 25, 26.
All right.
It feels like it anyway. You know what I mean? It's just like it's vexing me.
I thought I was getting weird whiffs yesterday, but today I said to you before we started, like, it smells better in here. All right, I don't smell it at least. So I think it was more the gas. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Trey, do you want to share your dog poo story?
Yeah, look, I'll do it.
Okay.
It's the only reason I brought it up.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't believe this. So let me set the scene.
I knew I shouldn't have mentioned it.
I know.
I shouldn't have mentioned it here in the factory because new grossest thing that ever happened to me just dropped.
Yeah.
Literally dropped. I came home from the factory one day, a scent in the air. I looked to my left. Yams has pooped on the floor. She's getting old. She's having some problems here, and we also switched Wilbur to an extra gravy food, and I think maybe Yams was eating the gravy.
Oh, okay, it's going right through her. Yeah.
The poop, not a problem. I'm used to it. The problem is that the Roomba picked it up.
Oh my God! And you're saying this is diarrhea, dog diarrhea, basically.
Yeah. So it's I would say like a 50-50 blend.
Hey, shout out to Donnie and Mark Wahlberg. Don't eat those burgers.
Oh man. Oh man. So it just dragged. I mean, it just dragged. You know, the Roomba. The
Roomba doesn't know better.
The Roomba knows nothing.
There's no shit detected setting.
No.
Yeah, it's just trying to eat it up.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's like I'm killing it.
I'm doing my part. No, you're making it worse. You're dragging it in the floor, and unfortunately, it was programmed at this time to go from the dining room to the kitchen.
Oh my God.
Streak mode. And I said, as I'm cleaning it up, this is so gross. I can't tell anybody. I don't want to talk about this on the podcast. It's so sick. Because one of my previous gross things was back in Toronto. I woke up one morning and Yams had pooped all over the house. She just got sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was back when she was a young whippersnapper. But it was great to tell the story back then because there was a crazy 20-point comeback or something like that happened. And it was I started by cleaning and the team was down 20. And I look up, it's the Lakers are winning. What happened? This one was not nearly as exciting.
But crazy part of this story, at least in my opinion, JD's opinion, I'm interested to hear what Tess this guy, maybe kudos, maybe not. We're like, well, you must have thrown out the Roomba, right? That Roomba's done. That's got dog crap all up in the guts. This guy took it apart and cleaned it. Respect, but
I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was this guy.
Oh, your wife did it. Oh, you didn't say that part.
Wow. I did the preliminary cleaning. Okay, I got it out of the grooves.
Wow, I got it
out of the rollers.
I didn't know,
but I didn't know how to detach everything. We got a lot of new parts. It's I don't know, what's that famous myth or story where you're we have a ship, but we changed every part of the ship. Is it still the same ship?
Right, yeah.
That's my Roomba. But every part has been changed.
We said, if that had happened to me, like that Roomba's picking up dog poop and it's going all over the house, like, I am taking that Roomba, I am opening the front door, I am putting it down and saying, you're free.
I wouldn't
Go
even
on.
pick it up. I would just open all the doors and windows and wait for it to accidentally go out and then go into clean mode.
And
then
we
just
were
let
saying,
it...
like, these machines are getting smarter. Like, we were starting to wonder, like, maybe the Roombas, like, saw the dog crap. Like, I'm sucking that up because they're going to get rid of me. It's like they're thinking. They're getting smarter. Anyway, that is wild. It's so funny how this story came up, too, because, like you said, you didn't want to tell anyone. It's a gross story. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I came in and I said, oh, God, Luna, the worst ever, had diarrhea this morning in the yard. And I said, quote, it's the worst ever when your dog's got diarrhea. And Trey, no, I know worst. Excuse me? And then we got the Roomba story.
1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Fact,
right.
Laura had the guts
That's
to
incredible.
take it apart. She's got the PhD.
Yeah.
In
Dr. Laura.
engineering.
Man, big shout out to Dr. Laura Schlesinger. You listen to her. Yeah, Laura's a better cleaner than I am. I'm a good enough cleaner. She's a actually get it clean cleaner.
That's an incredible story. I love that story. All right, rapid fire, not so rapid, but hopefully this was a classic. You tell us. Leave your boys a 5-star rating and review wherever you download and listen to the podcast. YouTubers, hit that like button if you haven't. Make sure you subscribe. Share the show. We're trying to catch the Bills. We're trying to catch the JJs. Those guys are up here. We are trying to catch them. We always have been. Those guys are great. So thank you to everybody that sends in those reviews and obviously likes the video and shares it and all that. We're back on Monday because we got a game 2 on Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern start. A little earlier there than last night. Yeah, it's not 8 p.m. It'll be whatever, 8:13. That's okay.
Yeah.
Sunday night. Perfect. We'll be locked in and we'll be here on Monday morning. At 10 a.m. Eastern.
It's at 8:10. I bet it's at 8:10 because yesterday was 8:40.
Yeah, yesterday was not
earlier.
Yesterday was
than I
not bad. I agree with you. I agree with you.
I don't want anybody to miss the first 3 minutes of the game.
No, you're right. You're right.
My buddy John's coming over on Sunday.
He is?
Might get some levels in.
Jump on playback an hour before game 2 of the NBA Finals.
Stream
so we can all watch you
my
play Elden Ring. Yeah.
Yeah, just panicking all the time, sweating. A steel glove.
Oh yeah, those type of games. Those type of games, I definitely get sweaty.
Oh, drink a red juice. Drink a blue juice. Red juice, of course, gives you more life.
Heart, yeah,
and
whatever.
The blue juice gives you more casting ability.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't run out of magic. As a mage, that's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah. That's important to you, yeah.
When they update the game, because I've always had this problem with these games, it's the same game. Like, it's the same version of the game, but it's just
New levels or new characters.
I think there's like new maps. You go to a new part of whatever the name of this world is. I don't even know.
So you have to still like be at a certain level to get to those levels, I guess.
Probably unlock them of some sort.
That's above my pay grade.
Yeah, probably.
Let me ask
so
John.
weird.
He'll tell me, and then I'll tell you.
Get John on the phone. Maybe get
These
Jason
games are
Concepcion.
so confusing. I have an Animal Crossing for a child.
Okay.
And then I bought an add-on. The reason why I'm asking is because you have to like buy an add-on. It doesn't just upgrade for you. You have to.
Right.
But to get there, you got to achieve certain levels.
So what? You're
lot of
trying to
unlocking.
get there?
Unlock to get this thing that I just purchased that I don't know where it is. It's just like it's in the ether. It's somewhere.
Well, why did you buy it? Out of curiosity, the add-on.
Oh, she wanted it.
Oh, she saw it. She said that looks cool.
Well, I thought you could get there at some point. You
Yeah.
think, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like way cheaper than the game. It's like a part of the game.
Yeah. That's how you get you, man. Micro buys.
Yeah.
Micro
Wasn't
purchases.
that, yeah.
I guess that's
But
not
it's
a micro
like-
purchase, but
No, it's like a video game.
yeah,
It's an addition to a video game, anyway.
It's a video game you don't know where it is and don't know how
Yeah.
to play it.
Yeah.
And maybe can't.
And that's the challenge.
You got to get on that boat.
The game ends as soon as you figure out just how to play it. Just
did
to
it.
start it. You did it. Congrats. Sorry, that cost you $9.99. All right, guys. We'll call it there. Back on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern here from the Classic Factory. Until then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, got all these people got me thinking about it now in terms of the game expansion. All these people here on the stream team. Rap Stallion said it's all about microtransactions, Taz.
Right.
Get out now before it's too late. But I wouldn't say that's my particular one was a $25 purchase. Is that a micro?
That's a whole other.
Macro
That's an add-on
transaction.
for sure. The one I was thinking of more in-game. Hey, you want these shoes?
99
That'll cost you
cents.
99 cents. Yeah. That type of stuff.
I'm a VC.
Can you do that in Elden Ring? Hey, I want a cooler wand. 99 cents. It's yours.
No way.
Nah, that's for
no way.
You gotta
The
earn
easy
it.
way out? Not a chance. You gotta get your vigor up, son.
The easy way out? No, you gotta invite your friend John over with him bring his own damn system to walk you through it. That's the hard way. For sure. All right, embrace the weekend, people.